What's up, guys? Today I want to take another moment to talk to you about mental health. Mental health is important, especially right now in the world that we're living in. There's a lot going on with a lot of people know right now with COVID-19, also with a lot of other types of crises that we're going through in the world right now. So right now, today, more than ever, it's important that we are taking care of ourselves mentally. We are taking care of ourselves mentally. So the type of work that I do, the line of work that I do, I see this every single day where a traumatic event, someone will go through an extremely traumatic event, and all of a sudden, mentally speaking, they're not able to cope, and they have to go to counseling sessions, and they have to be on medications and things like that. So I see it every single day where a life situation or a life event will completely destroy somebody from a mental perspective. So this is why I believe everybody has to ask themselves two important questions when it comes to mental health. Number one, what are the triggers? What happens in life? What are the life events that puts you in a bad place mentally? What is it? Is it a person? For some of us, it's a person that puts us in a bad mental place. For some of us, it's work situations. For some of us, it's high levels of stress. What is your trigger? What puts you in a bad mental place? The second question to ask, and this is what I want to focus on today, is what do you do when you've identified that trigger and when you recognize that you are in a bad mental space? This is very important because a lot of people, they're in a bad mental space. They know they're in the right mental space, but they really don't know what to do or how to react when they're in a bad mental space. So for me, for example, I'm here outside for a reason, because I wanted to show everybody kind of like the space that I go to whenever I've identified a trigger or something's not going right with me and I feel like the stress level is unbearable. One of the spaces I've identified that really helps me is this place right here. So if you'll notice, this is actually an airport. I'm fortunate where I live very, very close to an airport. And so one of the things that I've been doing lately, once I figured this place out, I've discovered this place. I come here, I'm actually right behind the airport, and I come here from time to time. Actually, I come here once a week, and I see the planes take off and I see the planes land. Something happens to me from a mental perspective, from a motivational perspective also. Something happens to me when I see a plane land or when I see a plane take off from close. It just resets my mental clock some way, somehow. And so this is the space that I have identified that really helps me from a mental perspective. So for some of you, it's just taking a walk. It's taking a walk. For some of you, it's spending time in worship. For some of you, it's watching a good movie. For some of you, it's, there are different things that you can do in order to just take care of yourself from a mental perspective. This is extremely important because, as I said before, I see people all the time. They have identified that there's something that's not going right mentally, yet they don't know what to do about it. And then the next thing you know, they become mentally unstable. The next thing you know, they have to be on medications for the rest of their lives. Next thing you know, that they have to follow counseling sessions. While really, if you get into the habit of creating a space for yourself where you just go and you're just alone and you're just taking care of yourself mentally, a lot of things, you can prevent a lot of things if you would just identify that. So this is what I wanted to share with you. Find your space. Find your space where you can go to and just relax mentally and reset mentally. And I guarantee you, if you take care of the mind, everything else will take care of itself. Moments with Mel.